Hey guys, it's Tim, and if everything wants to fail today, hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. As it's Thursday, technically, we're talking last night's AEW Dynamite because, well, my internet went out last night. We're doing the show today. My camera's all wonky because we moved all of our equipment into the living room the other day to do a special stream, and now my tripod doesn't want to sit properly behind my desk, so the camera looks like it's off axis a little bit. We're gonna try and fix this. I've been spending the last 10 minutes trying to fix it, and it's just off. But I think that's the best we're going to get it for now. Let me zoom it out just a tiny bit. See if that looks any... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Nope. Come on. I already had the camera fall over twice on me. Yeah, that's the best we're going to get it for now. Literally, I had it set. And then the whole camera just went, because the way my desk is, the tripod can't sit properly. I actually got to sit completely folded up, standing almost like a unipod. And yeah, sometimes it doesn't like that. Sometimes it doesn't like that. But we're here to talk AEW Dynamite. I thought the show had really great wrestling on it. But I will say, there were some things on this show where I'm like, are we done with this storyline yet? Is this over yet? Because this is getting so dumb, so stale, so boring. I will say that for sure. We'll get into all of it here momentarily, but I got to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And podcast services all around the globe like Twitter. No. Podcast services like Google, Apple, Anchor, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we go live or when we post new videos. And also hit that join button to become a channel member. Channel memberships, along with super chats to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, does greatly help the channel go, grow, and to keep on creating the cool content that you guys do like. Also, remember to head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game like Alan Wake 2, getting an old game like Star Wars, or older game like Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Maybe you're getting Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 1.2 Remix. Claiming the free game right now is Melvor Idol, not fully sure what that is, but I'm claiming it anyways. Or you're getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys. Use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Remember, Fortnite does have Lego, Racing, Festival. They just added Ninja Turtles. Heck, Fall Guys has all their Christmas skins available right now. So again, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Hold on. This is throwing me off because it looks like I'm tilted. Let me try to fix this one last time before we get going. Probably just going to break it even more. Also, guys, don't forget, The Iron Claw comes out tonight. I will be seeing that movie tonight in theaters. Heard mostly positive about it. What I have heard is some of the timeline is off. If you know the whole story, then you're going to think the movie is okay to good. If you don't know the story, you're going to think it's a great movie. So it's like, this movie is made more for non-wrestling fans, apparently. All right, let's see if that looks any better. It does. Not great, but it is better. But it is better. All right, so as far as AEW Dynamite does go, Get my notes here. Show opens up with Holiday Bash, Excalibur welcoming us alongside Tony Schiavone and Taz as we head right into the entrances for Swerve Strickland and Roosh kicking off the show. Roosh's hamstring is still all taped up, and he did sell it during the match, but there was a weird spot at one point when he goes to sell it where Swerve's in one corner, he's in the other. He goes to run at Swerve and then just stops and then grabs the leg and goes down. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't a good spot. Anyways, Strickland fired off some strikes before missing a corner splash. Roosh decked him with a charging forearm to the floor, which he followed up with a dive. Back inside the ring, Roosh stomped Swerve in the corner and then hit him with a delayed kick. He did a... Where was I? My notes froze. Oh, he flipped off the crowd that was firmly behind Strickland. Roosh then kept up the attack and kept Strickland down with a snap power slam. What Strickland did respond, hanging up the bad leg in the corner, which he drop kicked. Strickland then tried a running boot from the apron, but Roosh caught it and slammed Strickland shoulder first onto the edge of the ring. Strickland caught a charging Roosh with a snap German suplex on the floor, but Roosh rolled through and hit a shotgun drop kick into the barricade, heading to a commercial break. After the break, both men traded snap German suplexes, pump kicks simultaneously, and then that led to a double down spot. Strickland at one point charged at Roosh, but Roosh was ready and hit an overhead belly to belly into the corner. Roosh wanted the bull's horns, but this is the spot where I was talking about where his leg gave out. This allows Strickland to pounce and put him in a single leg crab. He also transitioned that into a stretch muffler, which Roosh did counter into an inside cradle. Roosh then unleashed some loud strikes into a straight jacket pile driver for a 2, but they were on the apron at one point. Roosh threw Strickland over his head onto the floor, and then back inside the ring, Roosh took a long time going to the top. Due to... Sorry, I got a message that threw me way off. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, that message threw me way off. It has to do with my magazine. Roosh threw Strickland over his head to the floor. Back inside the ring, Roosh took a long time going to the top due to the bad knee and bad leg, and then he missed a senton. As Roosh answered a 450, but Roosh kicked out at 1. Roosh charged, but Strickland met him with a rolling flatliner into a brainbuster for a 2. He went for the house call, and it connected. Strickland then went to the top, hit the swerve stomp, and picked up the victory, going to 12 points. In the Continental Classic, Roosh will end his run at 6. So as of right now, Swerve, at this point in the show, Swerve, Mox at the top with 12. And there was a couple scenarios here. This 12 points right here, so Mox was always going to the finals of the Gold League. This solidified Swerve going to the finals of the Gold League. But then what we needed to know was who wins, Mox or Jay White. Now, they hadn't told us at this point what would happen if Jay White wins. And so I just assumed, okay, it's going to be Moxley beating Jay White. It's going to be Swerve and Moxley in the finals and this and that. And here we go. And they didn't tell us until like into that main event match. Oh, by the way, if Jay White wins, it's a triple threat. Oh, okay, cool. Would have been nice to know that beforehand. Because they had told us tiebreakers are wins, essentially. But, yeah, that kind of threw things off a little bit. As they move forward, we come back, and Chris Jericho is cutting a promo in the back. He let us all know that Kenny Omega has been hospitalized with a bout of diverticulitis. Jericho said Omega will be out of AEW indefinitely, and their match against Ricky Starks and Big Bill at World's End can't happen. He said Omega's health is what is most important. Jericho said the Golden Jets can pick up when he returns and gives Omega's goodbye, good night line, saying that there is no clear... They don't know exactly what they're going to do yet with the tag title match. And I'm like, really? Omega's been in the hospital for like 5-6 days and you haven't come up with an idea? Because I thought Jericho was going to go, I'm still doing the match and I got a suitable replacement, and then Kota Ibushi would show up. Or they'd announce Kota Ibushi. But it sounds like now it's not going to be Jericho at all. And so the big question, what are they doing with tactiles with the pay-per-view? Oh, that's right. They're going to tell us the last minute. They're going to tell us next week, the go-home show. Like, really? They couldn't have come up with anything tonight or last night? AEW does this a lot. And I get it. Plans are changed. This is not the original plan. The original plan was the Golden Jets versus Big Bill and Ricky Starks. I get that. But it's not like Omega got hospitalized yesterday, the day before, Monday. No, he had been in the hospital since essentially Thursday. They've known since Friday at least that Omega ain't working this pay-per-view. And so when you know that, come up with a plan. Don't wait till the last minute. And that's what it seems like they've done. And if they do have a plan, why didn't they tell us? We then had a match that was basically for pride in the Continental Classic. Which man does not have to end the tournament with 0 points? Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, really good match. These two have fantastic chemistry together, as I bet you they've worked a lot in Ring of Honor in the past. Also, there's another reason why I felt like my camera was off-center or wonky. My monitor, when I was fixing the camera, I tipped my monitor down, I guess. I twisted it so it wasn't straight. So that's why I felt like I wasn't straight. I'm still not fully straight, but yeah. Camera's still, I can tell. I don't know if you guys can tell. Camera's still off just a tiny bit. But as far as this match does go, this is a really good match. Prior to the bout, we saw footage from January this year of the incredible Jay Briscoe tribute match that these two had. Great match. I believe? No, was that at the show that I was at? Hold on. Jay Briscoe tribute show. I believe that was at the show I was at in Fresno. I can't 100% remember, though. No, it wasn't. Yeah, because I was like, I don't remember Mark being there. Because we had Wheeler Yuta versus Shino, Marina Shafir versus Mighty Myra, Eddie Kingston versus QT Marshall, Athena versus Madison Rain, Juice Robinson versus Brandon Cutler, Yuka Sakazaki versus Sandra Moon, and then Claudio versus Christopher Daniels. Yeah. Fantastic show. Adam Cole spoke on that show as well. They flew him in even though he was injured. So, where was I? Lethal tried working the arm of Briscoe early, but Briscoe recovered, and both traded shoulder blocks with neither budging. Both went to the corners of the ring and then traded chops at one point until Lethal's hand was out for a shake. Wait, I wrote that wrong. Lethal had to shake out his hand because he was hitting Briscoe so hard that he hurt himself. There you go. There was a hip toss and a cartwheel drop kick combo. They connected as Briscoe fought back with the redneck kung fu into a shotgun drop kick off the second to get it 2. After trading suplex attempts, Lethal finally connected and hit a dive outside, allowing him to do a Fargo strut on the apron. The delay, though, gave Briscoe enough time to recover and caught a diving Lethal with a suplex on the floor, followed by a diving elbow off the apron that took us to a commercial break. Back from the break, they told us that we saw something in picture-in-picture. They mentioned it, but didn't tell us. They mentioned it. I didn't see it because the TBS app didn't give me the picture-in-picture. I just got a regular break. Which, now thinking, I think only in the main event did I actually see a picture-in-picture. It's weird because they sometimes will show the picture-in-picture on the TBS app/website, and sometimes they won't show it. So it's weird. I say app/website because depending on if I'm watching on my TV and the Fire Stick or on my phone, I'm on the app. If I'm using my computer, I'm on the website, which all basically essentially runs the same. Back from the break, Briscoe cut Lethal off in the corner. He did some more redneck kung fu, drop kicked Lethal through the ropes, and then set up a chair before setting up a chair in the ropes. Referee Paul Turner allowed it for some reason, as Briscoe used it as a launch pad and then hit a somersault dive onto Lethal, putting a fan's hat on during the celebration. It's like, okay, I get it. He wasn't trying to use the chair as a weapon, but still, a chair gets brought in the ring. Shouldn't the ref be trying to get it out of the ring at all costs, no matter what? Where was I? Back inside the ring, Lethal fought back with an enziguri and a rolling torture rack that led to an top rope elbow for a 2. Briscoe's turn to respond here as the Fisherman's Buster got him a 2 of his own before hitting a rolling Death Valley driver that led to a Foggy Bow attempt. Lethal got his knees up, and commentary did mention that most of the time in this tournament, when he goes for the Froggy Bow, it's unsuccessful. Briscoe avoided a lethal injection and a lethal connection, but Lethal connected with a J Driller for a super close 2. Lethal wanted a lethal injection, but Briscoe countered into a burning hammer, followed by a J Driller to get the victory and get 3 points. So Mark Briscoe will end the tournament with 3 points. Jay Lethal, 0, nada, nilch. We then see footage of MJF being inducted into the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame earlier this week. Cool. Really cool. I think somebody else from his family is in this, because like they didn't film this right because it was hard to see, but like he walked over to the wall of plaques and he kind of like jumped and pointed at one, and the camera panned up and it said something Friedman, I think. So I couldn't fully tell if I was like a family member or not also in the Hall of Fame, whether it's his dad, grandfather, uncle, whatever. I don't know. They didn't say what that was or who that was that he pointed to. So cool. Another Wardlow video. This shit is getting annoying and boring. I'm coming for MJF. His clock is ticking. His world is gonna end. We've seen him run. We've seen him cry. He's looked weak. And the world will finally see him broken. And I'm like, what the shit? He's like, he will pay for his sins. And it can't be delayed any longer. I will bring the devil to his knees. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't care at all. Ever since Wardlow came back, I was like, ooh, Wardlow's back. Oh, this is what they're doing, Wardlow? Absolutely nothing saying I want to go after MJF, but then somebody else goes after him instead. Like, he's been wanting to go after MJF for like 4 months. And then somebody else just gets MJF. Jay White got MJF, so Wardlow doesn't. Then Joe. So I thought, you know, final World's End pay-per-view they announced. Maybe that's MJF and Wardlow in the main event. That would be cool. Capping off a story that's been all year basically hibernating, growing, whatever. Nope. Samoa Joe comes out and says, I want the match instead. Wardlow never even tries to make the challenge to MJF for the pay-per-view or whatever. So it's like, why should we care about Wardlow wanting to go after MJF and to bring the devil to his knees? Like, no. And then we get Samoa Joe and MJF. They address the devil and his henchmen. Samoa Joe, new haircut, a little buzz cut here. Joe comes to the ring to loud chants from the crowd. And he says he's seeking answers. Joe said Roderick Strong brings up a good point, that everyone is a victim of the devil except MJF. We see everybody else get attacked. We see everybody else being laid out. Then MJF is just strategically placed face down on the ground, nobody around him. Joe said maybe he's not asking questions to the right people, so he calls out MJF. MJF makes his way out to the ring and wants to clarify that Joey Samoa is accusing him of being the devil. Joe said no. No Show Joe made it clear. Or MJF said No Show Joe made it clear that MJF was his property, but he cares about his property like he does his diet. MJF said the devil's goons didn't lay a finger on Joe the week MJF got jumped, and wonders why that could have been. Why Joe was waiting so long and waiting till the pay-per-view to get his hands on MJF, as he doesn't like Joe and wants to fight him right now. Joe smirks. MJF shoves him until a ton of masked men hit the ring with Joe and MJF laying them all out. Even more leap over the barricade. Surrounding the ring, Joe and MJF are back to back, ready to fight until the lights go out. Devil appears on the big screen, and then it says, "Where can you go? Who can you trust? Next week, will you accept a challenge for your ROH Tag Team Championships? Or are you a hero, Max?" MJF said that he made a promise to Adam Cole to defend the ROH Tag Team titles as Joe ripped the microphone away and said they accept. This is dumb. This is stupid. Why is Tony Khan out here saying, well, Samoa Joe had to drop the ROH TV title because he can't be a top focal point of AEW and hold a Ring of Honor title, yet your top focal point and your world champion is doing that exact thing? So you contradicted yourself there, old TK. Made yourself look dumb when you literally said, Joe, if we want him to be a top focal point in AEW, can't have the Ring of Honor title. Then why is MJF got a tag title with a crippled partner that can't defend it, so then he's just defending it with randos, Samoa Joe? Tell me how that makes any sense. It doesn't. Again, this company is a tale of two cities. Great wrestling matches, shoddy, shitty storytelling. Also, I'm getting very bored of the devil thing. It's like, are you eventually going to tell us who it is? Who are the goons? Who's behind the devil mask? If it's not MJF, is it Adam Cole? Is it somebody else? Just let us know, because the longer you drag this out, the less and less I care about it. And I know others are feeling the same way. I've had people tell me, hey, do you know who the devil is? Because I don't really care to, wait anymore. So it's like, come on. Renee Paquette's backstage with Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, and Chris Statlander. This was a weird and awkward segment. The recap in the recent success of Cassidy and Statlander. They say that Chuck Taylor is out with an injury. And then Renee goes, so Rocky, Trent, what's next for you guys? And I thought they were going to reform Roppongi Vice or something. And then I honestly thought this was going to be like, well, the tag title match is no longer for the pay-per-view. Maybe Trent, Rocky want a challenge for those tag titles? The spot's open now. No. Rocky talks about losing gold in CMLL and wanting to become a champion again. And then Orange Cassidy just goes, all right, cool, Rocky, I'll see you on Friday then. And then Trent's like, oh, Rocky, yeah, you're getting a title shot. And Chris Taylor's like, congratulations, good job, Rocky. And I'm like, good job for what? Good job for what? What the, huh? Okay, so it's Orange Cassidy and Rocky Romero for the International Championship Friday on Rampage with no build. And I mean, a lot of these International Championship matches are no build, but this one's the weirdest one because they're friends. And Rocky was just like, I lost the title in CMLL, but I want more shots at International Gold. And then he gets an international title shot. This was so stupid. This was dumb. Again, AEW wrestlers can put on good matches. Tony knows how to link the right wrestlers together to have good matches. But the storytelling is shoddy at best. Why should we care about this? Especially since it's a Rampage match. Should have put it on Collision. Thomas Toni Storm comes out for the upcoming match. She joins commentary with Luther by her side. She calls Taz. Oh my God, this is so funny. She calls Taz the human duplex machine. And Taz goes, excuse me, what did you say? The upcoming match is Saraya versus Riho. Winner faces Toni Storm at the pay-per-view for the title. Storm said that Riho is missing her pipe she usually has, as she questioned if she's here to wrestle or to unclog a sink. Something that could be handy for the human duplex machine. I was like, what the hell were you talking about? Taz said the next guy to him, Taz said the guy next to him plugs everything, which pops Excalibur. And I'm like, okay. This is like some of the random banter we used to get on Dark and Dark Elevation. But we have Riho versus Saraya with a shot at the AEW World title, a women's world title at World's End. I thought Okay, cool. It didn't matter who won this match, to be completely honest. I saw so many people on social media last night and this morning pissed that it's Riho and not Saraya. So, yeah. Ruby Soho was shown watching backstage as Riho got the early takedown into the ropes and wanted a tiger feint kick, but Saraya took a pile driver. Riho met her with multiple tilt-a-whirl head scissors around the ringside area until Saraya hid behind a security officer. That was enough to get some cheap shots in as Saraya swung Riho repeatedly into the barricade. It was all Saraya during the break, apparently, is what they told us, before Riho hit a fourth head scissors, this time following up with a tiger feint kick and a top rope crossbody, which she slipped off of, but got enough to get a 2. Storm referred to Riho as rambunctious, while Shivani said that he prefers Storm being in color instead of black and white. That says Shivani's life is black and white, which Shivani agreed with completely. Riho went to the top, but Saraya met her up there with a super kick in midair. Saraya then missed a wild shot, and Riho answered back with a Northern Light suplex for a 2. Top rope double stomp connected by Riho, followed by a charging double knees for a clean pin victory. I'm going to say right now, Saraya carried this match. Saraya carried this match. And then Riho wins, and it's Riho and Toni Storm at the pay-per-view for the title. Why should we care? Why should we care about this match? At least if it was Saraya and Toni Storm, there's backstory there. There's history there. But Riho comes back, gets like 2 wins, and then a title shot? Okay, cool. Luther then carried Storm to the ring post-match. Storm then used opera glasses to try and see Riho, basically making the joke that she's really very small. Riho then blasted her with a forearm and a tiger feint kick. Storm begged off. Mariah May then appeared, clocked Riho with a woman's title. Luther then carried Storm away. And yeah, Storm was unaware who May was, it seemed. Like she's like, who are you? What is going on with this lady? And I'm like, what? You don't know who Mariah May is? Who's been at your side for like 3-4 weeks now? Again, this is another storyline where it's like, it was cute and stuff when it first started, but the more and more it goes, the more over the top it's getting, and it's too over the top, and it's just, not doing it for me. Again, the match will probably be really good, Riho and Toni Storm, but A, why should we care? And B, this Toni Storm character is kind of already ran its course, at least for me. At least for me, it's already felt like it's ran its course. Tony Schiavone is on the stage and said a prepared statement from Christian Cage is next. It read if Schiavone phones it in, he'll slap the yellow off his teeth next time he sees him. After Cage's career's defining victory against Adam Copeland, he took his prodigy Nick Wayne on a well-deserved vacation. Cage said that he will make his highly anticipated return on Collision and address Copeland's challenge to a street fight at World's End for the TNT title. At the end of the letter, they actually played Christian's music, despite him not even being there. Okay, I don't know why you needed the whole Tony Schiavone reading the letter thing. You could have just been like, this coming Saturday on Collision, Christian Cage will address the challenge of Adam Copeland. Cage has been gone for the last couple of weeks celebrating his victory, but he will be back this weekend on Collision. Like, that's all you need to say. Do we need the, I'm going to read the letter and this? No, we didn't. We didn't. Moving forward, MJF and Samoa Joe are continuing to argue backstage when MJF walks off and finds one of the hoods of the Devil's Goon sitting in front of the door of the Mongol Embassy locker room. MJF slams Prince Nana against the wall, demanding he explains this. When Swerve walks up, Strickland said, "It's nice to finally see MJF eye to eye," as MJF mocked Strickland's entrance and said that they have a long history together, long car rides together, and now he's proud of what he's doing in AEW. MJF said that he's not ducking Strickland, as there's levels to this shit. Something Strickland is not on, and that's Max's level. Strickland said that the car rides were magical because MJF was a great chauffeur. What brings up MJF's history with William Regal and turning into the whiny little bitch we see today. MJF does tryouts, while Swerve signs contracts. The last person to cross Strickland was hung by his neck with a chain. MJF said he's proud of Strickland for getting better at talking, but talking about Hangman Page is also excessive, and tells Strickland to watch his mouth. I don't know why I word that his mother, when he's using his Flavor Flav hand. Strickland constantly talks about Hangman and wanting a shot at the AEW title. So when Page gets taken out, Strickland has the most to gain. MJF questions if Strickland is the devil and says that he's the big bad wolf and he's blowing down Swerve's house. If MJF feels like it, he'll break both Strickland's arms so he can always swerve while he drives. Strickland said he's not the devil that you're looking for. He keeps waving the AEW title in his face, and he'll bring Max to hell. Okay. Again, I'm tired of, are you the devil? Are you the devil? Are you the devil? Are you the devil? Could you be the devil? Could this be the devil? It's getting a little overplayed. Now where they want us to think Swerve's also the devil? No. I never once thought Swerve was the devil. At all. So, yeah. The Mogul Embassy door is open. And there's a stare down. MJF. While Samoa Joe walks in and says that he hates to interrupt. He and his associate have business to take care of. And they walk off. Prince Nana told Strickland he forgot to tell him something about Collision last week. The whole segment was excellent. And I can't wait to see Strickland versus MJF in the future. Yes. I mean, I think the match will be phenomenal. The promos back and forth will be great. But it's like, just quit this devil stuff. Are you the devil? Are you the devil? Am I the devil? Who's the devil? Devil. Then we had Roderick Strong versus Komander. Pretty dang good match. But again, I can't get into Roderick Strong stuff. It's another character that I can't get into. Why does he put the neck brace back on? He got rid of the wheelchair. Cool. Why does he still need the neck brace? He doesn't wrestle with it, but immediately afterwards, Matt Taven puts it back on him. What? So Komander tries to use his speed as an advantage early on, but Strong was there to meet him with a charging boot and a corner chop. Komander battles back with a series of takedowns that sends Strong stumbling into the corner to recover, but he suckered Komander in with a stiff boot to the midsection. Strong then dishes out some signature backbreakers as Taz puts over Strong's mustache game, which Giovanni agrees with. Komander was able to send Strong tumbling outside during a picture-in-picture break, but Strong quickly regained control. Komander battles back, countering a backbreaker into a head scissors and a wheel kick to follow. Komander ducked multiple shots and delivered Superman forearms until a springboard crossbody got him in two. While in the ropes, Komander swept out the legs of Strong. He then went to the top and connected with the Phoenix Splash for a 2. Now, the first angle they showed of this looked like he needs Strong in the face, but when they showed a more straight on replay, I was like, oh, he landed that perfect. Never mind. Thank you, Richie Holland, says new subscriber. Really appreciate that. Komander then tried to go for the rope walk shooting star as he delivered a massive moonsault onto the Kingdom and Strong on the outside. Strong then hit a pump knee and a flying Komander in midair. This then led to an end of heartache that Komander extra flipped for, and Strong picks up the victory. And then I almost turned my TV off. These fucking promos by Roderick Strong are just so annoying to the point where I got close to just like muting it or just changing and being like, I'll come back in like 10 minutes. Because the whole Renee, Samoa, like what? It's so dumb and annoying to the point where, like I said, I almost want to turn the whole show off. Post-match, Bennett and Taven jump in the ring to put the neck brace back on him. Strong talks about MJF, and he says, I think he's the devil. And then they pass out signs to like the front row of the crowd that says MJF is the devil. Strong yells for Samoa Joe to listen to him. He's like, Samoa, my best friend by proxy. I'm like, what? He says, listen to me, Joe. It's obvious MJF is the devil. It's time for Joe to wake up. Piquet said, wouldn't Joe have listened to you earlier if he believed you? Strong then says, Renee! Samoa Joe is my best friend by proxy. He'll listen. I'm just like, this shit's so annoying. Like, it's almost, like I said, it's getting to the level of turn your TV off. At least for me it is. And I see other people in the chat. Since Saturday says, yeah, I hate when he screams people's names. Richie Hodge says, AEW is getting like WCW. Oh, trust me. There's some things that they've done recently that felt like WCW. We see footage from last week's Collision. Sky Blue turning on Abaddon and joining Julia Hart. Thunder Rosa then makes their big return and saves Abaddon. That means that this week on Collision, we'll be getting a tag match. Then we go to our main event. This match was great. Such a perfect main event. Jim Ross also on commentary. Final Gold League match of the tournament as far as in-tournament play does go. And yeah, Switchblade Jay White, Jon Moxley. These two are great. JR compares Moxley to Travis Kelce. And not just because he's also got a blonde woman on his side. As you know, Travis Kelce's got Taylor Swift. Jon Moxley's got Renee Paquette. Anyways, he said that Moxley's always just making moves and making plays and looking good at doing it. Excalibur asked if this made Renee Paquette his Taylor Swift, basically. The match is beginning and White starts trash talking, but Moxley just slapped him really, really quick and then goes to put him in a rear naked choke. And then he goes for the anvil elbows and he tries to win again with the paradigm shift. And I'm like, oh, Moxley's just trying to win quick. And commentary says the same thing. And I go, what is this? A WWE speed 5-minute match? Moxley's over here just trying to win super quickly. Trey in the YouTube chat says, was there any reason why Thunder Rosa returned? Well, Thunder Rosa's been cleared from injury. He's been good to go for a while now. And they haven't told us, but maybe one of the stories could be that she's been on commentary every week for Collision doing the Spanish commentary. And maybe she can just be like, I've had enough with Julia Hart trying to, run things and do her own. I don't know. They didn't give a reason why Thunder Rosa saved Abaddon, but maybe they will on Saturday. Thunder Rosa's been there every week watching the shows, doing Spanish commentary, so maybe they can play something in there. Because they did say Thunder Rosa jumped off of commentary to go help Abaddon. Now, this would have made more sense if, Julia Hart had been messing with Abaddon for multiple weeks, or Sky Blue was messing with Abaddon for multiple weeks, and then Thunder Rosa was like, no, I'm sick and tired of watching this. I'm sick and tired of seeing this every week on commentary. I thought I should do something to help. But it's not really a story they could tell. As far as the match, back to the match. Match spills to the outside. Moxley unleashed some strikes. White went after the knee and took control. Yeah, White took control. There's a forearm exchange as White crashed outside, where again, Moxley went out after him up the ramp. White wanted a pile driver, but Moxley hit a backdrop, and Excalibur informs us that White would be eliminated if he loses by countout or loses at all. Back inside, Moxley bit and punched the head of Jay White. He missed a charging boot and got hung up, and White chop blocked the leg and sent Moxley into the barricade. Had a commercial break. Did see this picture-in-picture where not really much happened. White then had a Muda lock applied when we returned as the submission was released, and White kept Moxley grounded with some chops to the back of the neck. This just pissed off Moxley, and Moxley popped right up to his feet and flattened White with a shot before stomping down in the corner. He raked at Moxley's back and then once more to the face before hitting a suplex. A clothesline over the top, setting White to the floor, though, as Moxley connected with a dive, but clutched at his knee that he had been selling all this match, and I think he hurt in the last match. This allowed White to recover first and drop Moxley knee first on the steel steps. White scattered frantically to grab a steel chair. He actually grabbed two of them, and as he was walking back to Moxley, dropped one. Then Bryce Wemsberg, the referee, was like, don't use that, don't use that, don't use that. He throws the chair in the ring. Bryce then jumps in the ring, grabs the chair and goes to throw it on the other side of the ring away from the competitors. What they should have done in the Briscoe match. Anyways, while Bryce Remsburg is distracted with the first chair, Jay White grabs the second chair and he hits Moxley in the back of the knee with it. Moxley goes down big like he can't stand. White wanted the count-out victory, but Moxley does barely break it and gets in the ring. This is an overdone spot in AEW, especially in this tournament. They've done he got in by 9 barely. Like 4 or 5 times already in this tournament. Moxley slid right into a Blade Runner attempt, but Moxley spun out of it into a paradigm shift for a near fall. Both men rose to their feet at the same time as White blocked a big boot and a knee bar. Into a knee bar and then a dragon screw that I think it was JR told us he was going to do before he even did it. Because he goes for the knee breaker. And then JR goes, oh, is he going to do a dragon screw next? And then he does a dragon screw. So, yeah. Moving forward. He then cuts Moxley off yet again. But Moxley does hit him with a cutter. Basically looks like Moxley hit an RKO. Moxley then explodes and fires back with a lariat. Moxley spun out of a Blade Runner attempt again into almost a Rainmaker lariat and then hit a curb stomp to follow. White spun out of a Death Rider attempt and hit a Blade Runner out of nowhere right at the 15-minute call. He then pins Moxley 1, 2, 3 and picks up the victory. So there we go. 3-way tie at the top of the Gold League. 3 people with 12 points. And then I'm like, well, the tiebreaker effectively eliminates all of them. Then they tell us, oh, it's a triple threat. Next week, winner goes to the finals of the pay-per-view. And I'm like, oh, okay. That works. Afterwards, Jay White is celebrating. Moxley's down, and out comes Swerve on the ramp. I'm laughing because of Jay White. Swerve comes out on the ramp, and Swerve's just like standing there, looking down like, I'm going to have to get both of y'all, okay? And Jay White looks up at Swerve and goes, and just does the dance, does the na-na dance. And he starts jumping around. He's just mocking Swerve. This is so good. And then the show eventually goes off the air. Also, question. Within the first hour, maybe 30 minutes, did your guys' feed go black twice? Mine went black twice. And I'm like, what's going on? Because they still had the live thing on the top corner and then the AEW and TNT or TBS logos in the bottom. Let me know. Did yours do that too early on in the show? But with that, the Twitch poll is live. We're going to go check the other polls as well. Excuse me. Can't get rid of this god dang cough. Refresh. Let's go here. All right, so or as the X poll does go, 66% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 64% liked the show, 20% thought it was just all right, and 17% didn't like it. It says, to be honest, I'm more interested in seeing if they put Abaddon over pretty heavy for the TBS Championship. Okay. With a live poll, basically the same. 67% liked the show, 22% thought it was just all right, and 11% didn't like it. Trey said his did as well. Gotcha. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. Awesome, awesome. So with that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Now, tonight, I am going to see the Iron Claw movie. I will put out a quick little 1-minute YouTube short, TikTok, Instagram reel video, just so you know what I think up front of the movie. And then I am going to do a review of the movie as well. Not sure if it's going to be its just own singular video tonight or if I do it as part of the wrestling wrap-up tomorrow. So we'll see how that all goes. But the Iron Claw comes out today, technically, tonight. I'm going to go see it. Not sure exactly what time yet. But yeah, Iron Claw should be a good time. Should be a fun watch. So with that, guys, have a great day. Have a great rest of your week.